Alright, first off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Shalom to the brothers in the highways and byways, pushing his word in all sincerity and truth. The sisters, the believers, the helps, the hopeful elect. Shalom. This is the brother Iron from the GMS Jamaica camp. Come with another quick lesson. And just gonna start off with this precept, then I'll just get into an encounter that I had recently. This is Micah 3 verse 8. It says, "But truly I am of full power by the Spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and of judgment and of might, to declare unto Jacob his transgressions, and to Israel his sins." And our people, we the prophets of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, we come in the same spirit. We come in the full power, by the Spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and we are also, blessed with judgment, and might, and through this, through this gift, we're able to declare unto Jacob, which is the nation of Israel, their sins. And it says, "Hear this, I pray you, ye heads of the house of Jacob, and princes of the house of Israel, that abhor judgment, and perverted all equity." Right? It says, "They build up Zion with blood, and Jerusalem with iniquity. The heads thereof judge for reward, and the priests thereof teach for hire, and the prophets thereof divine for money. Yet will they lean upon the Lord and say, Is he not among us? None evil can come upon us." Right? And that's the thing, our this out here in Jamaica, which is, predominantly of the people here are predominantly of the tribe of Benjamin. They like to say that we're a blessed land, we're a blessed people, we have the most churches per square mile, and everyone, in their own eyes seem it to be righteous or see themselves as righteous, but at the end of the day, all of this applies to them, as it pertains to judging for a reward, being doing things for hire, pretty much, they pervert all equity, all fairness. Right? It says, therefore shall Zion for your sake be plowed as a field, and Jerusalem become heaps, and the mountain of the house as the high places of the forest." And our people, we got destroyed, based on the curses. Right? Before it's the fact that we turned from Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and the time of Jacob's trouble is right ahead. So at the end of the day, it's pretty much history repeating itself. Now, the reason why I brought out this this precept is based on me actually traveling, in a taxi, and the driver was pretty much, operating illegally, right? And he was explaining why is it, he's currently, illegal, even an illegal taxi, even though he has completed all the processes of being a legal taxi driver, right? Now, what he said was, in May, he actually got his vehicle, went to the the appropriate authorities, the tax office and all of that, or wherever they go to get licensed, right? For him to be licensed as a taxi operator, and upon doing so, he was advised that they're at this time they're no longer issuing any license for taxi operators. All right, he said fine. Then somehow he got wind, that someone within the organization was able to get him a license if he, pretty much, if via bribe, pull him to the side, and if he could put some money in someone's palm, they could actually get it done. All right, fine. He obliged, and he got the first part, out through the door that was from me. Right? Now, imagine living in a wicked society where, in order to do something legally, you have to go through illegal means, you know. And the thing about it is, with even that thing, yes, to be licensed as a taxi operator, the process, they don't just, they have a number that way they work with and all of that. But in truth and in fact, because of this, you have people within the organization that use this as a way to oppress, and oppress the people, and see it as a way to prey upon the weak. Now he paid that money, you know he got through for the first half, and then he played close to $200,000 to get that done, right? And then afterwards he had to pay another $15,000 to actually start with the actual legal processes, right? He upgraded his insurance to be able to insure what out here they call PPV. He upgraded his insurance so that he's able to actually legally carry passengers, right? He went ahead and he paid for the actual plate, and all of that. He has all his receipts on all these things, and according to him, he says that all of this was done from May, right? We're currently in the month of November. Now, when he went, they told him that it would take some time for the place to be ready. He said recently he went back to see. We're now in November. He recently went to try to see if the place were ready. They said they still weren't ready. And what they told him, he said, so all right, seeing that I have the receipts to prove to maybe officer of the law, or if they think that I'm operating illegally, the fact that I have my receipts to prove that I am actually it's just for me to get the plates, all the process have already been done, can I do so? And they said no, you can't do that without actually having the plate. And from my perspective, that's pretty messed up, because if I have documentation to prove that I'm within the code of conduct, or I'm fully certified, I'm registered and all of that, why is it I can't do that? Because right now, if I for out here in Jamaica, when you pass the driving test, once you have paid for your license to be processed, you can use that receipt to drive around legally, right? So why isn't it a case where you can do the same thing as a taxi operator? Maybe it's something I don't understand, or maybe there's more to it than that. But from my perspective, I call bullshit, right? And that is strictly oppression. He had to go through an illegal means to do something legally. Make it make sense, right? But at the same time, at the end of the day, it's all about the curses, right? Let me get Deuteronomy 28. Let me see if I can find it. There's a particular curse, right? It says Deuteronomy 28, I'll start at verse 22. It says, Yahweh shall smite thee with a consumption, with a fever, and with an inflammation. Still okay, verse 23. It says, and thy heaven that is over thy head shall be brass, and the earth that is under thee shall be iron. That's one of the curses, right? It says, Yahweh shall make the rain of thy land powder and dust, and heaven shall come down upon thee until thou be destroyed. And that's pretty much when I was hearing the full story, that's what it sounded like. You go one way, it's still an issue. You go another way, still another issue. And there are people with that probably will be spending more money than him, that can get all of this done within one day, because they know the right people, and rub shoulders with who needs to be rub shoulders with. All of that is definitely a possibility. But for him, it's pretty much the curses. And at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure that well, I don't know for sure, but I know I am of the opinion, I speak as a man. For one, he's not worshiping Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, Because if he did, he would understand that he's under the curses. And for two, when I was speaking to him, I think he said what Jah shall guide him, right? So at the end of the day, it's clear that he's not a part of the truth. He's not worshiping Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So that just leaves me to conclude that he definitely, just like many other Jakes that are going through a similar situation, they aren't looking to leave this wicked and evil kingdom. They'll rather live in it, and they'd rather to save it, right? So which is gonna lead to my last precept. All right, this is Isaiah 30 verse 12. It says, "Wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word, and trust in oppression and perverseness, and stay thereon, therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant. And he shall break it as the breaking of the potter's vessel that is broken in pieces, and he shall not spare, so that there shall not be found in the bursting of it any shred to take fire from the earth, or to take water withal out of the pit." And that is the thing. At the end of the day, these people trust in oppression and iniquity, and they stay on it. Probably out there, eating unclean foods, probably out there committing adultery, definitely out there, serving another God outside of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, pretty sure, not following the scriptures to the best of his ability. But at the end of the day, that's Jake for you. But this actually was a reminder to me, that this is definitely not our rest, and why we definitely need to get the hell out of this place. Let me close out with this scripture. All right, so this is Micah 2 verse 10. It says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction." That is true, because that is straight oppression. That is straight, a polluted or perverse way of living, and it's pretty much, there to break us down. All right. So this is why we need to pray to Yahweh Shem Yahushai to get the hell out of this place. Just wanted to share that with the Akim and a few Akawat that we have. Once more to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Bashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Shalom to the brothers in the highways and byways pushing this word in all sincerity and truth. The sisters, the believers, the helps, the hopeful elect. Shalom.